A young woman was hurriedly walking down a dark alley, when suddenly there before her was a vampire. She was about to be bitten by the vampire, when she was saved, when another vampire intervened. And after he saw that the first vampire had fled, he picked up the girl's purse and handed it to her. My name is... I'm not really sure. I'm not really 100% set on the name. Oh my God, she said, vampires are real. No, not the vampires of your world, says I. But yes, everything else fits. The coffins, the bite, the immortality. Tell me more, please, she said. Well, my people come from nofloria, a beautiful planet that circles a blue star, just like one of your tanning beds. On deep space flights every day or so, when not in hibernation, we must rest inside one of our medical pods to get bathed in the blue light of our sun. And when we are on a planet, we must either come into contact with one of your sentient beings that will allow the nanites in our blood to transform our appearance into one of your sentient beings. Or if the nanites in our blood are breaking down because of extreme old age, then we must absorb the life energy of a sentient being on your planet in order to maintain our own life energy, as well as the form and appearance of a being of the planet we are on. Oh my God, does that mean you are going to eat me? No, that is what criminals from my planet do. I would simply allow myself to live within the cycle of life, choosing not to extend my life at the expense of another sentient being, because I am an officer of the law. I do not eat people. A bite from one of my kind will flood your blood with nanites that will exert a subconscious influence over you, forcing you seemingly against your will to act against your own self-interest like a drug addict. Oh, she said, understanding totally. My name is Susan Tacaria Fulbright. Susan Tacasia Fulbright. And I want to thank you for saving my life. That's quite all right, ma'am. That's what I do. Suddenly they attacked. Plus the Deweas knew that once Zidon was wounded, the only way he could save himself was through transmorphing with the sentient being. And he knew that once this law officer began feeding on sentient beings, he would never be able to stop, and he would soon be his to control and manipulate at will. And somehow, Wadsaoia, human slave drones, had done the impossible. They wounded the space vampire Zymor, and not before he killed them, saving Susan's life. You must help me back to my ship, said Zymor. My bioshield, what allows me to live in your atmosphere, has been damaged. Some people have called it living skin. It's generated by the nanites living on my skin to filter out and protect me. Filter out your sun and the atmosphere and protect me. Until it is repaired, I will need you to do my fighting for me. It is forbidden for us to share our nanites with the sentient life form without their consent. Once I do, you will have total control of my ship. Do I have your permission? Yes. He took her hand and guided her into the medical pod beside him, and the lid closed down over them. And in the morning she emerged alone, but with him, Zymor, within her mind, talking to her. All I will be, for now, is a blue energy existing within you, guiding you, but not interfering with your decisions, said Zymor. And in this state I will still need to enter the medical pod occasionally, or else I will have to enter hibernation within a memory loop within your mind. awakened only occasionally by the nanites. In this state I will not be able to help you. You will not have to worry about harming humans, because the nanites will know which humans are infected by Wahtabahia's nanites, and your nanites can form any weapon you might need to defeat them. The vampire I am hunting is Wadasawiya, an ancient lord of the Jusatatamanat crime syndicate. He fled to this planet after he was displaced as leader of the crime syndicate by his own brother, who had Wadasawiya's entire family slain. I am hoping that we will be able to turn Wadasawiya against his brother and the crime syndicate he once led, while Wadasawiya is hoping to be able to turn me, now you, in order to gain control of the police assets in his quest to regain his power and avenge his family. It takes energy for Wadasawiya to maintain the nanites controlling his drone army, so he will only maintain several at a time, except when he is planning an attack, like the one that pierced the living skin that the nanites were maintaining around me, and allowed the poisons of your world to get inside and attack me, as they are doing right now. In the battle he's already transformed. In the battle to capture Wadasawiya, Susan was wounded, and Wadasawiya got away. But the ship was able to track Susan's blood, and Susan was able to dispatch the humans guarding Wadasawiya's medical pod, and Zymor's ship secured it for the shipment back home, trapping Wadasawiya inside. In the name of the nofloria people, thank you for your assistance. Unfortunately, the nanites within you cannot be turned off or deactivated without killing you, because I am afraid your wounds are much too severe for you to survive without the nanites repairing you. So I am leaving you this device. It has been modified to draw energy from your yellow sun. You will have to wear it around your neck out in the sun in order to keep it charged, in order to keep the nanites working. So in 1,000 years, when I return here, I am expecting a full report from you. She waved goodbye, watching his ship disappear, and then turned around and looked out at the world as if for the first time. The medical pod was able to separate after the job was done, and they had secured Wadasawiya in his medical pod and made it ready for shipment back to Zymor's home. Zymor and Susan got in the medical pod, and the medical pod was able to separate Zymor from Susan. So she got out, and he was in like a stasis field that had been kept in his blue energy inside the medical pod until he returned home. And there is a race of people who, on his home world, who volunteer to allow themselves to be transmorphed by his people so that he'd be able to regain his physical form once he got back to his home world. That's it. Thank you very much.